Michigan beats New Mexico in a sketchy and encouraging and yet discouraging way. I had a lot of mixed feelings coming out of that Michigan-New Mexico game. Michigan wins 34-17. Michigan was in control. Yes, New Mexico was able to stay in it longer than you wanted if you were a Michigan player or coach. However, they weren't in it in the same way that Fresno State was last year, where Fresno State at a moment was only down by 3. It wasn't that bad, but there were some concerns for sure. Regardless, there is also the encouraging factor that Bryce Underwood had a really good first game with the Wolverines. Before we resume this segment, please take a few seconds of your time to make sure you have liked the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for the channel and for any team podcasts and playlists linked in the description, and also comment your thoughts down below in the comment section and join my Discord server via the description. All of those things I just asked you to do are completely free, and they sign you up for things related to my channel, or they don't sign you up for anything. No cost to you, and all the benefit to you because we release daily college football content here on College Football with Sam. If you want to support the channel monetarily, sign up for a YouTube membership, or check any other links in the description for my merchandise store and Patreon page. Thank you very much, and let's get back to the segment. And the offense was explosive at times, especially relative to last season's offense, which was just anemic. 134th in the nation in yards per reception. It's just pretty bad, and that's putting it kindly. Underwood was 21 of 31 for 251 passing yards and a touchdown. His QBR wasn't that high, and I get that. I understand that because some of it was checkdowns. A lot of it was wide open stuff. That one pass that was batted down in the end zone where he was trying to find his receiver in the corner, I imagine that would have been picked based on the angle that I saw that throw. So he wasn't perfect, 54.2 QBR, but he looked better, much sharper, more accurate than I think McCarthy did in 21, than McNamara ever looked with Harbaugh, than Patterson ever looked with Harbaugh. Already he's one of Michigan's better QBs over the past several years, which is both a bad thing, but also a good thing. Averaged 8.1 yards per attempt, and he had some drops. Like, there were some drops or mistakes made by really all of the receivers that cost him a better performance. This is something where if Michigan can succeed enough this year to, win, I said 10 games, but if they can get to 9 and have a key win, like win 9 games and Ohio State's one of them, that's progress. They can get some transfer receivers and really bulk up that room entering 2025 or 2026. Man, already 2025. It's crazy. I love college football. Time flies so quickly. Enjoy it. You and I are privileged to witness the greatest sport in the history of the world in college football. Man, he looked good. And I think that if Michigan's receivers are able to improve, or if he had better receivers because they can't improve, we'd be talking about him even better than we are right now. But he had a good game. Marlon Klein with 93 receiving yards and a touchdown. He was able to extend his arms, make wonderful catches. And speaking of those, Underwood was able to put some wonderful touch on his throws too. So I loved what I saw from Underwood from game 1. He looked way better than Arch Manning. And that's even factoring in the fact that Manning had to face Patricia and Michigan had to face a glorified, G5 team. When Manning had open receivers and no pressure, and Underwood had the same circumstances, Underwood was much more accurate, much more poised, much calmer. Now, the calmness I can't exactly factor up, but the accuracy I can. Like, Underwood has that upside that Manning does, but right now he is more accurate, as shocking as that is. Imagine if Michigan had Ryan Wingo. We might be able to honestly pick them to handily beat Oklahoma, but they don't. And that was something that was concerning, were the drops that the receivers had, some of the missed assignments, not being aware of where the first down line was. The rushing offense was explosive. They had 250-plus yard runs, and that was good. I mean, Haynes is a level of athleticism to him that no one had last season, and he may have a better level of athleticism than Corum or Edwards or Haskins ever had. The D-line shined, whether it was Damon Payne Jr., whether it was Eno Etta, whether it was Rayshon Benny or TJ Guy, Derek Moore. They looked really good. And Jayshawn Barham, who can essentially be an edge for Michigan, the targeting call, it is what it is. Not every call can go your way. It was a stupid call, yes. I hope Michigan's able to appeal it and overturn it in the same way that Ohio State was with Arvell Reese, I believe, entering the Penn State game. Just straight up stupid. But I also think it was good for Michigan to have a little bit of adversity thrown their way in that regard because, again, the calls aren't going to go your way. You're going on the road against an Oklahoma team who's going to want to kill you. You need to know what it is like to be without in order to win that type of game. And speaking of things you'll need to do to win against Oklahoma, the O-line was inconsistent. It really, really was. The power rushing for Michigan, not all that good. You know, Michigan technically had a better day on the ground than, say, Penn State did. That was because of explosive runs. In power rushing, Michigan, I think, out of maybe 5 or 7 attempts where they had to run the ball to pick up the first down on, second and short or fewer, yeah, they were 1 of 6, 17% on power rushing against New Mexico. New Mexico. That was concerning right there. Honestly, for as much concern as Penn State fans gave their O-line yesterday, I'd be more concerned about Michigan's, straight up. Again, Penn State, now Michigan did this too. Michigan and Penn State had very basic game plans, extremely basic, rotated players early. But I would much rather have an O-line that rushes for 4.5 yards per carry, but almost always reliably picks up third and short, than an O-line that can occasionally create big holes. Michigan finally had those, so yes, I think the O-line is better this year than last year, but there's still a lot to be desired from this unit, especially in power rushing, especially there. And last but not least with Michigan, the pass blocking looked better. Last season against Fresno State, this pass blocking unit was awful. This year was just questionable. Looks like an average tackle group. They're bigger than last year. I think they're more athletic. I think they're better. They will actually be able to provide Underwood with some protection. Same with the interior. The discipline, I think, was the most concerning thing. If everything else I talked about, the lack of power rushing success, the receivers dropping the ball, at times the DBs being out of position, that would not bother me if not for the penalties, if not for the kickoff fumble, and if not for the defense not being able to guard a G5 tight end. That bothered me. Now, maybe I'm letting a little bit too much of my fan out, but I don't think I am. I mean, we're going to talk about Michigan State here, and I'm going to be very critical of Michigan State's offensive tackles and their pass protection. Very critical of them. I mean, Connor Moore is awesome in run blocking, but pass blocking, woof. That unit has some things to work on. The discipline was concerning here. You know where the ball is going, so guard that player. Guard him. And also, stop it with holding on to receivers. This is not Ohio State where when you're playing Jeremiah Smith, you want to grab him and you want to throw him on the ground, not just to prevent a touchdown. You want to get him angry so he starts making mistakes. Like you want to get in his head. That's not this game. This is a G5 school. And if you can defend the pass without committing the penalty, you always want to do that because otherwise you're giving up a free 15 yards and a first down automatically. Too many penalties, too many missed assignments. Overall, Michigan is definitely better than they were last year, but I don't think that's good enough. If you're Michigan, you want to reach the playoffs. You want to compete for the Big Ten. You want to get back to excellence in year 2 where you've leveled up your talent roster and you've made a wonderful OC hire. I cannot definitively tell you that Michigan is that caliber of team right now. I can't after this game. Oklahoma's going to be a massive test. Michigan certainly has a chance. We'll see what they do in Norman. Thank you for watching College Football with Sam. Make sure that you've liked the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for the channel and team playlists and podcasts in the description, join the free Discord server where we talk college football 24/7, and have commented your thoughts down below. Check out the description for any ways you can support the channel monetarily. Everything else I've asked you to do is completely free, and your support means the world to me. We're trying to become the next big thing on college football YouTube. 6-figure subscribers, maybe 1 million one day. I think we can do that. And also check out any videos or playlists, anything in these columns right here, where there will be videos and playlists. Yeah, you get the point. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one.